So when they say the trail provides, that's pretty much exactly what they're talking about. So I was talking about going in to Shelter Cove because I had to charge my stuff, and then there was Trail Magic, which I believe is supplied by a guy named Devilfish, who does a bunch of those kind of drops up along the trail. There was one in the desert, I think it might have been him, did the same thing, like full battery banks and stuff. But yeah, just like incredibly nice thing to do. Like all that water, that's a lot to haul out here. And then there was like probably 40 full battery banks in there. There was a container that had a PCT logbook and had some like allergy medication, anti-diarrhea. There was like duct tape in there, like just all kinds of stuff, electrolyte tabs. And then yeah, you also had a container for like remote trail maintenance, and there was like folding silky handsaws in there, which, like, I'm an arborist back home, and that's like basically all I use is silky handsaws. So I was like, yeah, just go ahead and cut branches if you feel the need, and keep these just kind of as a thank you thing. It's like just wild. Like, so I grabbed one of those handsaws. There's definitely been a fair amount of times where I've been pretty annoyed having to climb around logs or go like a long way around them through tramping through bushes and stuff, because you just can't get over them. But I'm definitely gonna be using that thing and trying to help clear a path for people, because it takes like a minute to do it, and it just makes it way easier for everyone else going through. So so we're headed up Wendigo Pass. Apparently there's a lot of snow. There's an alternate. It's not really an alternate, but there's another trail that a lot of people have been taking because it's shorter and it's lower in elevation. But I met a bunch of hikers here at the trailhead, and I was just like, I'm just gonna do it. Like, it's gonna suck, but it's the thing about this trail. Like, there's so many times where you can skip stuff that I think you just got to do it. Unless something's really unsafe, I don't know, you can always find an excuse to not do something. That's the PCT. You can't just reroute, you know, every time that there's something that's a little bit challenging on the trail. There's always going to be stuff. A lot of those sections in NorCal were just brutal. Like, you're climbing over hundreds of deadfalls a day. You're going through old burns. There's long sections with no water. There's tons of snow. There's tons of bugs. That's the whole thing about this trail. Like, it's another reason why people do it. It's because it's not easy. But at the same time, I think when people get up this far, they start to get pretty exhausted with all those little things. They all add up. But I just think about myself at the end, and if I can get to the end of this without skipping anything, then I know I'm going to be a lot more proud in my accomplishment, knowing that those hard times I decided to stay in it and just push through. Because I think that's a big thing about this trail is you're not always going to feel like hiking. And a lot of the trail hasn't been what I thought it was going to be either. I'm going off on a bit of a tangent, but it's really hard to show what the trail is actually like. Even from videos and stuff before coming out here, it's like there's no way you can even show remotely close to what the trail is like. And most of the time you just see highlights. So a lot of the trail is it's definitely not spectacular, but at the same time it makes those times when you get somewhere where it is spectacular, it's worth it. But this trail is also about the journey too, so it's all part of it. But there's been some hard sections for sure, and yeah, there's been I've honestly been a lot of times where I felt like quitting, but it's the only way you finish these trails is if you keep plugging away. You just got to keep going. So that's my rant. But I think I'm still gonna try and get somewhere close to 30 today to get through the snow. But yeah, pretty happy, and thank you for the trail magic. Pretty sure it's devilfish that supplies that, but yeah, I'll enjoy this section and I'll check in the evening. That's a lot of trees.